Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. John Kelly, profiler here, and welcome. Welcome to part 32 of our very sad series, Who Killed Libby German and Abby Williams. I can't believe that a few days ago it was 4 years. I can't believe we're into part 32 and Bridge Guy hasn't been arrested yet. With that being said, I want to bring out that everybody is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Today's show is going to be focused on Bridge Guy's possible fetishes and sex life, okay? Because he does have a sex life somewhere. And definitely these guys all have fetishes. Before I get into that, a lot of people ask, John Kelly, how did you become a profiler? Who are you? I get many questions. How did I end up in this career? So I wrote a book. It's called Discovering Lazarus, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly of John Kelly. And this will tell you exactly what my journey was like from 40 years ago. All right. And I think you'll find it very interesting. The names have been changed to protect the innocent and to protect the guilty, but there's a lot of real names in this book. Thank you so much. So anyway, the other thing I want to bring out is that we're focusing on our webinar. We're getting it set up. Probably have a date for you in the next few days. We'll keep you posted. The latest we'll have a date for you will be the next week, in the next week. In the meantime, please sign up if you're interested in coming. If you sign and give us your email information, we'll be able to get back to you. It's going to be a great webinar. It's going to be focused on comparing and contrasting the Green River Killer, Gary Ridgway, versus Ted Bundy. Whether you know it or not, they both came from the same area. Now, today I want to talk about what makes up, what I believe makes up Bridge Guy. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is him being sexually abused as a child. Most of these guys are. Okay, that is part of how I got into this field. And it's in this book as well, okay, how I started to delve into this early on, because what was in my mind is what created the monster, what made these guys, right? So I got to believe, Bridge Guy, and who's probably listening to this, that you were sexually abused as a child, definitely physically and emotionally abused. You were probably humiliated and shamed very early in life. And now you're exploding that misdirected rage onto poor young girls and probably other women out there, okay? Now, one of the focuses I have is how to identify you. You know, that's what we're trying to do. And we're trying to develop possible leads that will be turned into tips. So if we can put hits out there, hopefully we're going to get some tips on you, which we've gotten a lot already, and they've all gone over to law enforcement. I truly believe we have you in the mix. I just don't know who you are yet, but we will. We will. Give us a little time. You'll be served up. So anyway, I have to look at your fetishes because every serial killer, and I'm calling you a serial killer, okay? Every serial killer has some type of fetish. And I wonder if voyeurism, being a peeping Tom, started this off as one of these fetishes. You know, maybe before that, you know, we're looking at being a panty thief, or maybe even after that, being a panty thief. Stealing panties, women's undergarments like bras. You know, I mean, this usually comes part and parcel with every serial killer we run into, okay? Usually, or in a lot of cases, there's a bondage fetish, okay? And these are, you know, serial killers that are very focused on bondage, which to them is pretty much absolute power and control over their victim, and they bring it into their marriages. They bring it into their relationships. After they start to date somebody for a while and start to have sexual relationships with the person for a while, I mean, these relations turn into, hey, can I tie you up? They get a little kinkier and a little kinkier all the time, you know? And that's what I believe you would bring to your relationship, some kind of bondage fetish. The preferred sex that you enjoy would probably be anal sex. Now, a lot of people believe this is taboo, especially since I've been doing this over 20 some years ago. A lot of profilers don't talk about this because I guess they feel it's not politically correct or it's taboo for whatever reason. But the bottom line is serial killers prefer anal sex because they like to think that they're in complete control and they like to hurt women. And they believe they have both by having anal sex. They're hurting women and they're in complete control. Now, listen, a lot of relationships have anal sex who are never going to, the men are never going to be serial killers or do anything wrong or anything illegal. Okay? Both them and their partner appreciate this and go along with this, and it's part of their lovemaking process. However, if somebody is interested in bondage or somebody is interested in anal sex consistently, and usually serial killers are hypersexual, they can't get enough sex, and it doesn't always have to be anal. I mean, they're interested in sex all the time. They're very hyper. What I want to point out is that if they're interested in bondage and they're interested in the anal sex, if they look like Bridge Guy or you feel they might be Bridge Guy, then you might want to consider reporting them. But they have to look like Bridge Guy. You have to have a reason other than your sexual relationship with this person. Something else that's interesting is that as we continue to put these hits out there, I feel we're closing the gap and eventually we're going to catch up to Bridge Guy. I mean, you guys are fantastic. All the leads you're putting in, all the leads you're sending in, I mean, you're just fantastic. We're getting a lot of information. We're getting closer and closer all the time to Bridge Guy. And I know he feels that it's closing in. The circle is closing, okay? And eventually, you know, he's going to be going. And when he's going, he's not going to be going to Disneyland. Thank you so much for watching today. We really appreciate it. We can't thank you enough for all your subscriptions. Please continue to subscribe. Thank you so much for all your comments. Please continue to comment. We love your comments. We love all your information. We pass a lot of it along to law enforcement. So most importantly, take care of yourself. Make it a great day. God bless.